The scariest part of brain fog isn't forgetting things. It's the moment you realize you're forgetting what it felt like to be you. You wake up tired, even after sleeping. You open your phone and somehow lose an hour. You start a sentence and forget where it was going halfway through. And every day the world keeps moving like nothing happened. People think brain fog feels like confusion. It doesn't. It feels like being trapped behind a dirty window. You can see your life happening. You just can't fully reach it. At first you tell yourself it's temporary. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you need coffee. Maybe you need a vacation. But days become weeks. Weeks become months. And eventually, something more frightening happens. You stop remembering what clear feels like. The scariest part isn't forgetting things. The scariest part is slowly forgetting yourself, the version of you that used to have ideas, the version of you that could focus, the version of you that felt present inside your own life. And nobody notices because brain fog doesn't leave visible scars. You still show up, you still answer messages, you still smile in photos. Meanwhile, inside your head, everything feels underwater. Modern life makes it worse. 1,000 notifications, endless scrolling, 3-second attention spans, constant noise pretending to be connection. Your brain never gets silence long enough to hear itself think. And eventually, the mental clutter becomes so loud that your real thoughts disappear underneath it. That's when people start blaming themselves. I'm getting lazy. I'm getting stupid. I'm falling behind. But what if that's not true? What if your brain isn't failing? What if it's exhausted from carrying more stimulation, more anxiety, more information, and more pressure than it was ever designed to handle? Because here's the truth. Nobody tells you. When your mind spends months surviving, it forgets how to feel alive. And survival is sneaky. It doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes survival looks like scrolling until 2 a.m. because being alone with your thoughts feels heavier than being tired. Sometimes survival looks like staying busy every second because silence forces you to notice how disconnected you've become from yourself. Sometimes survival looks like functioning perfectly while quietly falling apart. And one day, in the middle of an ordinary moment, you notice something. Not motivation, not confidence, not some magical breakthrough. Just a tiny second of clarity, a moment where the fog opens. A moment where you remember what it feels like to actually be here, to actually feel your own thoughts, to actually hear your own mind. And suddenly, you realize something heartbreaking. The real enemy was never your lack of discipline. It was the distance between you and yourself. The distance grew so slowly you didn't even notice it happening, until one day you looked around and couldn't remember the last time you truly felt awake. Maybe that's why this hurts so much, because deep down you know you're still in there. The real you never disappeared. You were just buried beneath noise, beneath pressure, beneath exhaustion, beneath years of surviving things nobody else could see. And maybe healing doesn't begin when the fog completely disappears. Maybe healing begins the moment you stop treating yourself like the enemy. Because some battles aren't fought against the world. Some battles are fought against the voice that convinced you your exhaustion was a character flaw. And if you're listening to this while your mind feels heavy, while your thoughts feel distant, while your life feels like something you're watching instead of living, remember this: the fog is loud, but it is not you. And one day, you'll hear your own voice again, and it will sound like coming home.